the most mysterious event in human history, which has been 113 years now, but scientists still do not know how it happened. It was on June 30th, 1908, that residents of Ivanki, Siberia, reported the movement of a blue light in the sky that they said was as bright as the sun. 10 minutes after Roshni's report, a thunderous sound like heavy artillery fire was heard. The sound traveled from east to north while a shock wave followed that shook the town and shattered windows. The sound of the explosion, whose waves were recorded by seismological centers in Eurasia and even the UK, but the residents of the towns of Ivanki and Argard did not actually see any kind of real explosion. For several days after the explosion, the sky was observed over Asia and Europe, which was a continuation of the formation of ice particles at high altitude, while changes in atmospheric pressure were observed in different countries. Although no one saw the explosion, its location was definitely discovered, which was located in eastern Siberia. The forest spread over an area of 800 square miles, or 8 crore trees, disappeared completely, and no reason could be understood. Scientists initially believed that it was the result of the impact of the explosion, but no crater was ever discovered at this location. But considering the extent of the forest completely destroyed, it was estimated that the force of the explosion was 10 to 15 tons. Scientists tried to find out why this explosion happened because an explosion of such force can destroy a big city. But it never happened after that, and ever since the scientist's mind is confused as to why it happened and what was the reason. Fortunately, the area was not populated or there would have been a lot of loss of human life, but the heat of the explosion was felt by residents of distant towns. An eyewitness said on this occasion the sky was divided into two parts and the northern part of the sky above the forest seemed to be full of fire. He said, at that time there was an explosion in the sky and a huge crash, a crash that sounded like stones falling from the sky or guns being fired. Dubbed the Tunguska event, it is also the most powerful recorded explosion in human history, with emissions 185 times greater than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. But more than a century later, there are various questions in the minds of researchers as to what actually happened at this place. Some scientists believe that an asteroid was the cause of this explosion, but no evidence of such a large space body has been discovered so far. Some circles believe that it was a volcanic eruption or a mining accident, but no evidence could be found for that either. In fact, the climate of this region of Serbia is dramatic, with long winters and short summers, resulting in changes in elevation that make the area uninhabitable and difficult to reach. It's difficult. When the explosion occurred, no one was allowed in to investigate because Russian officials had different concerns. In 1927, a Russian research team finally visited the site and discovered that almost 20 years after the explosion, the damage was still the same. The team hypothesized that a space body exploded in the atmosphere that caused the damage, but no craters or space particles were detected. So the team explained that the swampy terrain there was so soft that it didn't suffer any damage while all the debris was buried inside. But nothing was discovered deep in the swamp, and a few decades later Russian scientists said it was not a meteor but a comet, most of which is based on ice rather than rock. After the destruction of the Earth's atmosphere, the ice evaporated, but this idea could not be proved correct. Then came strange ideas like a spacecraft crashed at this place. In 1958, researchers discovered small particles of silicate and magnetic rock from the site, and further research showed that the surface was high in nickel, a known meteorite element. But the debate did not stop, and in 1973 a study suggested that a black hole hitting the Earth was the result of this explosion, but research based on its denial also came out immediately. In 2014, a team of Ukrainian experts analyzed rock samples collected from the site of the explosion in 1978 and discovered a layer dating back to 1908. Experts discovered traces of the carbon mineral lonsdaleite, which is formed when a meteor hits solid ground. But even this was not a clear-cut conclusion, and a study in 2020 suggested that a large iron meteorite came close enough to Earth to generate a large shock wave, but passed by without disintegrating, and the shock wave the influence came to be seen in this region. So this event is still one of the most mysterious events in human history, which is still being researched, and more ideas will come out in the coming years. If you like the video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Also press the bell icon so that the notification of the upcoming video reaches you first. Thank you very much for watching the video. Take care and be happy. See you with a new video. May Allah protect you.